the shit show.
Another smooth start. Oh, I wanted to say this before we started recording. Are your blue lines very tiny? Because they were very tiny last time, your audio. Okay,
Not
good.
now. Not now. I had Michael. I have not edited because I was waiting for this week to have 2 episodes to edit because editing is my happening place. I don't know what I just
Your
said just
happening
now.
place. Yes.
And then I realized it afterwards. I'm like, why are my lines so
No,
tiny?
it's fixable. You just turn the
And
gain
yeah.
like all the way up when you edit, and then we're like on the same level basically.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I
You don't
messed
need
it
to
all
be.
up. I'm letting us
Did.
down.
No, it's a fixable thing. It's all good. I just totally forgot to say it before we started recording.
And anyways, welcome back to Strangetown.
That's right. Welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kellie.
And all the usual. We've got lots
Everything
of
down
fun
below.
things on social media, so follow along. Merch, I think it's probably safe for us to say at this point.
Big, exciting things have probably already been launched.
Yes, we have new merch designs that are like a professional did. They're amazing. So
They're
please go check out our
phenomenal.
merch store. We're going to be running lots and lots of sales, especially through the holidays too, in case you want to stock up and give gifts and whatever else for your favorite Oddities fan.
Best gifts are Oddities gifts. Let's face it, folks.
And we have to give a shout out to the wonderful, wonderful individual and Oddities listener who created these designs for us. She's phenomenal. Her name is Lindsay. Should we say her last name?
Let's leave it at Lindsay, and then,
we'll double check.
check,
but it's
just
Lindsay. We have a link in our descriptions moving forward in our episodes to her portfolio Instagram. She is so incredibly talented and has made the coolest stuff.
She blew us out of the water. Truly.
Oh my god, I know.
Her work is phenomenal. And also just how amazing that she wanted to do this for us. We are so
oh my god, I know.
freaking honored and honestly starstruck.
I know.
Truly, truly amazing human being.
Yes, and I mean I'm not sure if it's happened yet, but we have a new logo courtesy of her as well. So thank you for that. We're so fancy. How so exciting. Cool. So I had to say it right off the bat. Moving forward, of course, we will continue to give her credit and everything because she is just so awesome.
Where credit is due. Let's just
and everybody, employers out there who need somebody who's an incredible artiste, just
this is
do
your
it.
Girl.
I don't know what we don't need to think about this. Just do it. There is nothing to consider.
Just do it. Not sponsored by
That's
Nike.
it. Not sponsored, but we'd like to be. Nike, if you're listening, I wear your sneakers all the time. So
do it.
That's all. So just do it. Okay, stay strange. Bye, everybody. Yes, but anyway, just kidding. How are you?
It's been a week, and I told you I was saving this for when we were recording because I wanted your true reaction. Last night, I panicked and went, holy shit, it's Saturday. I haven't written my topic. And then I went to my computer because I knew what I was covering, and then I was like, you did write your topic. You just have no memory of it.
That's what happens every time we record. I swear to God, I black out. And when I'm doing the research, I think I black out on that too, because half the time we're recording, I'm like, wow, this is new to me.
I kind of felt the same way. But I was like, how do I not remember doing all of this?
Doing an entire time. I don't know.
And granted, pretty much every day this week I've been working on oddity stuff in general. So maybe it just blurred in.
One super oddities week, maybe.
Which honestly, highlight of my week is just throwing.
I was just gonna say, I hope it didn't contribute to the shittiness that was your week.
That was
I'm so
my
glad.
happy moments when I was working merch stuff, writing emails, and I was trying to do this and promotions and this and that and the other, blah blah blah. Happy.
I love that. I'm so happy to hear it.
So
You're like a full-blown official co-star with all of this now. It's the training wheels are off.
they're
She's
just
here.
flying off.
They flew up.
I have
I
to
love
say
it.
though, my training wheels might be off, but I consult the meetings with Cassandra. I revisit those videos quite frequently.
So if anybody's wondering what we're talking about, I recorded myself using like Microsoft Teams, not sponsored, but still would like to be, doing like some demos of like certain, backstage type things that we have to do. And my fucking Teams every time just saves it as meeting with Cassandra. And I just like never bothered to change the name of it. And it's just so stupid.
It's not stupid. I love it so much.
I think in the last one I made, I was like, "Welcome to another meeting with Cassandra."
Yes, you did actually. And then you went on to say, and this is actually my second time recording this because before I didn't record any audio.
I was so pissed because I had recorded like
That one
quite
was
a
a
lot of
long
it
one,
before I
yeah.
realized. Yeah. Yeah, that was I write sins, not tragedies. So that's something. How outside of that was your week aside from being,
It was just crazy. Like you and I talked a lot of it. It was
yeah.
just, it felt like, I don't know. I don't even know what it felt like. It was just like, why is this happening? Over and over
This
and
yeah,
over again.
This week I felt like life was driving like this massive truck. It ran me over and then threw it in reverse, ran me over again, and then threw it back in drive and ran over me once more. Like that's what this week was.
And then tied you to the back and dragged you on. Because
And then
that's,
was like,
yeah.
"We're not done yet, bitch." Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, well, I'm sorry it was a rough week, but at least we've got this fabulous time
This,
together now.
it's making it all better. But how was your week
Good.
besides, the truck thing hitting you over and over and over again?
There's so much to say. First of all, when this comes out, it's our first wedding anniversary, so happy first anniversary, Corey. We made it through the first year of marriage. That was a ride, wasn't it? And then
I just want to
what
say,
else is happening?
as matron of honor of your wedding, happy anniversary. Congratulations.
Thank
I'm proud of you
you.
guys. I knew the first year you guys were just going to fly right through it. So,
Much appreciated. Did we fly through it? There was some turbulence, but we've made it, and that's all that matters. um, what else is happening? Secondly, I just found out I got a 96 on my bio warfare midterm, so that was great.
badass. Snaps for Cassie.
Snaps for Cassie. On the topic of school, I wrote a very long email to my advisor bitching about one of my professors and
Yep.
asking if there's somebody at the school that's higher up that I could speak to about my concerns. So I felt like a big old Karen doing that, but also it needs to happen because
There was nothing
this is
Karen
not.
about that situation, though.
Thank you. I appreciate it because you know what? I do have a right to have the feelings that I'm having right now about this course and everything, and it's like it is just very much not consistent with the university standards, and I am not happy. So someone needs to know about it.
Yep.
What else happened this week? Well, today after we're done recording, Corey and I are going to film our third annual Halloween movie skit.
Yes. I look forward to this.
So it's a tradition thing.
And you know
Like
what?
I think I've
still
shared
don't know
him.
what you're going to be for Halloween, so this is going to be just a really fun, exciting surprise.
Oh, okay. Well, I will tell you this. We've been this before, this costume set, because we never made a video for that year. So we were like, okay, we should go back and do this right. So
Fair.
so that's and now we have Boo, so we had to get her a costume too for it.
Everyone's got to be involved.
So
It's a family affair.
it's a family affair minus the cats because I think they'd murder us while we were sleeping.
Cats are excluded.
But Hobbs would do it handsomely because he's such a handsome man. And then I think that really sort of oh no it doesn't. So this is like a month after the fact, but our Lord and Savior Taylor Swift's new album came out. And we everybody here knows how I feel about her. I adore her. I would bleed for her.
You
I
just
love her
referred to
very
her
much.
as our Lord and Savior. I think everyone
I
gets the picture.
from here on out she'll be Olas Taylor Swift. Olas standing for our Lord and Savior. It's just easier to say. So, but I have to say, Ola's Taylor Swift, maybe I feel like a little bit let down by this album. I listened to it through this whole weekend, and finally, I think I've picked like 5 songs that I actually like. But it took me days of listening to it. Whereas for literally every other album, I was like, this shit's lit
Yeah.
every fucking time.
Um,
It was not worth the hype. All of that
no,
hype.
and then that I was just about to say that. I feel like this album had so much hype that it fell short. You know,
Yeah.
in the Antihero, it's me. I'm the problem. You're right, Taylor. You are the problem.
You might be the problem, but you know what? In my life, I'm also the problem. So
So
can
relatable.
can relate. Yeah.
I agree. There's maybe 3 songs that have grown on me.
Yeah.
I'm still getting there. Like the hard part for me is I love the lyrics. I love the lyrics of like all the songs, but the
Yeah.
sound, the music doesn't match, and that's it's just
It doesn't match, and it's like all a lot of the songs sound the same to me. Like when I
yeah,
listened through the first time, I was like, I can't distinguish one of these from the other. Like it was just kind of, and I had it on like shuffle too, you know,
yeah.
and I was like mixing it up, and it just, yeah, most of them. So I don't know. I mean, everybody's allowed to have their own opinions on it, but I gotta say, I'm not thrilled. Am I still going to try to get tickets to her tour when inevitably she announces that?
Yes.
Yes, because it's a lifelong bucket list item, and you know I'm gonna pay out the ass for that
Well,
shit.
not only that, but she's not gonna just play songs from this album. It's still gonna be a
No,
freaking
she'll.
amazing experience. So yeah,
Yeah, and you bet your ass I'm fucking dressing up to try to get noticed by Taylor Nation, so they'll fucking tap me on the shoulder and invite me to the tea party after. That's like a fucking thing. So you know my ass is going all out, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about it.
are
The
you
end.
gonna be
Bye.
bedazzled from head to toe?
Maybe I should.
I'm just thinking like disco ball vibes.
Maybe I'll just find a giant disco ball and cut out a head hole and arm and leg holes.
I mean, that'll do it.
That'll do it. I mean, honestly,
And
I'm gonna
then
start like
you
I'm.
have safety distance from people.
Yeah, inevitably, just COVID distance. That's great. I love that. Um, so yeah, am I still gonna listen to the album on repeat? Probably. It's ingrained in me. But you know the thing that bothers me is like all of the people who I don't know, I feel like there's just like all over social media right now, there's everybody who's just like, this is the best album, this, that, or the other. And I feel like they're just saying that to say that. I don't know that they actually like, you know what I mean?
Like I said, I feel like people are blinded by the hype.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I
Blinded by the
Or
hype.
they're like
Yeah,
just so devoted, which that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That they don't want to say anything
yeah.
that's negative
I
in any
mean,
way, shape, or form. When it's not really negative, it's just a personal opinion.
yeah, and that's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, I still think she's a brilliant artiste. This isn't my cup of tea, really. Folklore and Evermore, it was the same thing. Like, I thought they had some good songs on there, and then the rest of it, I was just like, this is just, like, not my vibe.
Yeah.
Did I buy the albums?
Yes, you did.
You bet your ass I did. But yeah, that's all. The end. That's everything for me. It's been a ride this week.
And here we are, 13 minutes in.
How fitting. We just finished talking about Taylor Swift, and we
Shut up.
wrap up at 13 minutes. Oh, the stars have aligned. Wow, and that's a play on Midnights. Oh my god, somebody lock me up. I'm done.
This episode is not sponsored by Taylor Swift, but we want it to be.
Taylor Nation, are you listening?
There
They're
are no
always
Easter
listening, let's
eggs in
face
here,
it.
but happy coincidences.
But if you want us to put together an episode full of fucking Easter eggs,
We'll do
know
it.
my happy ass would do it. Holy shit.
We're all over that.
I love a good code and whatever else. Wow, that being said, where are the winds taking us today? What should we cover?
Well, I'm covering the Old Idaho's Haunted Penitentiary. I didn't say that right.
Ye Old Idaho's Haunted Penitentiary.
That place of potatoes.
A place that's very near and dear to my heart because you and because Corey.
Which was
You know how you came first? Did you like that? Well then, tell us about the Spookula Spookula Bookula Adventures. Did you see that short circuit? I was like, Spookula
Yeah.
We're not even drunk. We're not
No,
drinking.
it's just the week.
Okay, all right. focus. I'm here. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to
Okay.
react.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in the late 19th century, the territory of Idaho was still frontier land, and like most territories at the time, many of its settlements were lawless. In order to obtain statehood in the Union, Idaho needed a prison, a place to hold the dregs of society and reform others. I don't know, I
I love
just
how
really
that's a
like that line.
requirement. I do love that. The dregs of society. Same, same,
But
same,
yeah,
same, same,
but
same.
but same. I love that in order to become a state, you need to have a prison.
Yeah, they're like, you're fine on most areas, but god damn it, you need a prison, so
Yeah.
make that happen, and you got yourself a deal.
Exactly. So the state penitentiary began in 1870 as a one cell house and quickly grew into a complex of buildings surrounded by a large sandstone wall. As a part of their sentence, the prisoners mined the nearby rock quarries to build the very walls to hold them captive, which makes me go, like, did they make some walls thinner than others in attempt to escape?
Probably. You know what I love? Everybody was like, okay, Idaho, you need a jail in order to be a state. And they were like, okay, I'll give you one cell. Just, they did the bare minimum.
You said we need one. Here it is. Boom.
Consider it checked off,
We
bitch.
believe there's no crime here. Joke's on
now
them.
state us.
Over the next 100 years, 13,000 convicts, including 215 women, would call the Idaho State Penitentiary home. At least 110 of them died within their self-made walls from old age, illness, and murder.
Wow. Self-made walls. Ooh.
Yes. Also, just like, I kind of feel like an important note. In Idaho's history, only 11 state executions took place. 10 of them were carried out at this penitentiary. I did not say that right again.
Holy penitentiary. At this place of self-made walls.
Yes.
That's wild. So 10 of the 11 right there.
Yep.
Wow, talk about some representation. They were like, you know what? We love us some humble beginnings, one cell, and then we ended up carrying out 10 of the 11 executions. That's really something, isn't it?
We mean
My, how we've
business.
grown. That's right. Holy crap. Okay, reaching for the stars.
It's said that the prison had brutal conditions.
I bet.
It held up to 600 prisoners at one time. The inmates suffered through almost inhumane conditions. I have no idea what that means. It's either
almost
inhumane or not.
Okay. Where do we draw the line? But okay.
The sandstone that formed the walls was plentiful and inexpensive building material. But it also intensified the temperatures inside the cells. In the hot Boise summers, the sandstone retained heat, creating stifling oven effect.
Oh my.
And in the winter, the walls held a bitter cold, chilling the prisoners for months.
Wow, that is gnarly.
Yeah. Proper plumbing did not reach this prison until the 1920s. And,
oh shit, literally.
Pull yourself together. Okay.
Get it together. I'm sorry. I'm done.
An unpleasant condition that also spread disease. This complicated the prison's ill-working ventilation system. Conditions like these pushed inmates to the edge, and guards answered violence with more violence until 1971, when the prisoners reached their breaking point.
Same.
In 1971 and again in 1973, riots broke out. Prisoners burned the chapel and dining hall down to the ground and damaged many other buildings. In 1973, the riot was more severe of the two, and shortly thereafter, prisoners were moved to a more modern prison of South Boise. On December 3rd of that year, the penitentiary was closed down. Not long after, it was placed on the National Register of Historical Places.
Oh my, did you ever visit this when you were in Idaho?
Millions of times. I loved it there.
Oh my god. Oh, I wish we had gone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think the only reason why we didn't, well, the first time I met you, it was a short visit. The second time
right.
you came out, I don't believe they were open during the winter months. I feel like
Oh,
we
fair
looked into
enough.
it and it wasn't open or something like that. But that place is
I
so
love you for looking into it.
freaking cool. And honestly, I'll go back.
Oh my God. Okay, great. Well, that settles it then.
um, the buildings themselves, however, were left exactly as they were at the end of 1973. From the smoke and fire blackened stones to the calendar still hanging on the cell walls, walking through the cell block is enough to give anyone a serious case of the creeps. I just thought it was really cool.
I cannot confirm that you had a case of the creeps and or heebie-jeebies.
I did have a case of the creeps in one particular area of the prison, and I will get to that, and you'll see why.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. Wow, spookalabook.
Some notorious inmates of this prison, the most notorious inmate being Raymond Allen Snowden, a man once dubbed Idaho's Jack the Reaper.
Jack the Reaper? Jack the Ripper?
Ripper, sorry.
Jack the Reaper sounds spooky too, though. That's like big grim energy, you know? I love that.
He was convicted of murder in 1956 and sentenced to death by hanging in Idaho State Penitentiary. He murdered Cora Dean, a local woman and mother of two, during a scuffle after a night of drinking. Snowden claimed he backhanded Dean and she kicked him, and then he snapped. Using a 2 1/4-inch pocket knife, Snowden stabbed Cora 35 times.
Okay, I think we're a little bit beyond the realm of a snap
Scuffle.
And just, I mean, we are way past the scuffle. Wow, okay, 35 times. What an asshole.
Yep. Before his hanging, Snowden confessed to murdering 2 other women.
Oh shit. What a jackass.
At 12:05 a.m. on October 18th, 1957, Snowden was brought to the gallows in the prison. Snowden would never get the chance for his last words. At 12:06 a.m., the trapdoor was pulled, and the noose failed to break his neck. He struggled at the end of the rope for 15 minutes before finally suffocating.
Holy shit, what a way to go.
Right?
That's they were like, you want to say anything? Nope.
They didn't even give him a chance.
Psych!
They were like,
you don't even get to. Holy shit. Wow, that's 15 minutes of that. That's, I mean, it's awful, but also what he did was awful.
I felt the creeps.
Oh my God, was it there?
It was the gallows.
Spookala bookala. How did you feel creeps? Was it like chilly, or were you just like, ooh?
I kind of just felt like, I don't know, like that weird feeling up your spine. And then you can actually go down to where they drop.
Oh.
And I got nauseous in there.
Oh, now did you feel like, did you hear about this dude and stuff and then feel these things, or did you just like walk in there and you're like, this shit sucks? I didn't know about
him until this week.
Wow, so that's like true spookala bookala vibes.
That's what was even crazy. I'm like, I didn't know about him. I'm like, now I'm feeling like I know why I felt that way.
Yeah, I think we finally have our answer, don't we?
Yeah.
That sucks.
So, another inmate, Harry Orchard, died in the prison walls in 1954. He entered Idaho State Penn nearly 50 years before in March 1908, convicted for murder of Governor Frank Steinberg. However, during the trial of his life, Orchard confessed to many darker secrets and acts.
Oh, I mean, I do have to say, though, I love that he's like probably a serial killer or something, and his last name is Orchard.
Right.
It just like doesn't. How are you going to go and have a last name of Orchard and then murder people?
Right?
Yeah.
For several days in June of 1907, Orchard recounted from the stand many crimes of his life. He did so in an eerie and polite, precise, and unhesitating way.
Oh, good old Mr. Orchard.
Sins, he listed a career as a Union terrorist that resulted in the loss of 17 lives, including that of the governor. Cross-examined for 26 hours about his killings, bigamy, heavy drinking, compulsive gambling, and womanizing, Orchard's disturbing calm on the stand stunned the courtroom. Although sentenced to death, the judge recommended his sentence be continued to life in prison, and the Board of Pardons agreed. Orchard lived for over 45 years within the prison walls, being the longest sentence served by any Idaho State Penn inmate.
Wow.
And now we're going to jump to I don't know why I like her so much, but I really like her.
We love her.
We decided that her name is Lyda.
Lyda, yes, right.
So Lyda Southard, aka Lyda Ann May Trueblood.
Holy shit. This woman rolls up with the hardest name in the history of ever versus Mr. Orchard.
Right.
Okay, like if I'm gonna bet on anybody, I'm gonna bet on Lyda. Trueblood.
Well, it gets better. aka Flypaper Lyda, aka the Black Widow.
Oh my god, she's such a boss.
Yes.
Wow, I mean, I don't mean to like glorify a murderer, but she's rolling in with like some reputation here, you know.
She really was. It was suspected that she had killed 4 of her husbands, a brother-in-law, and her own daughter by using arsenic poisoning derived from flypaper in order to obtain life insurance money.
Lyda. That's somebody. Why her daughter? Her daughter didn't like just go after the husbands.
Right.
All right, interesting. Okay, Lyda.
Following a 6-week trial, she was convicted of a second-degree murder and sentenced to 10 years to life imprisonment at the state pen. She escaped prison May 4th, 1931, and took up residence in Denver, Colorado as a housekeeper for Harry Whitlock, a man she married in March of 1932, who ultimately assisted in her arrest in Topeka, Kansas on July 31st, 1932. She returned to the state penitentiary in August of 1932. She was released on probation in October of 1941 and received final pardon in 1942. She ultimately died of a heart attack.
Oh.
The insurance money she got from her first husband, $4,600. Her second husband, $500. Her third husband, $3,000. And then these 2 other people who I'm not sure whether it's the brother-in-law or the son-in-law, $10,000 each.
Oh, well, she hit the jackpot on those. Yeah, I guess.
But it doesn't say how much she got for her daughter, which is just.
Yeah, Lyda, what was happening there? Also, I really don't think that $500 is worth murdering someone over.
Well, $500 like, back then, though.
Back then, maybe, but like even still, I don't know. Some of these sums they feel a little weak to me. Right? I don't know, Lyda.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She is buried in Sunset Memorial Park in Twin Falls, Idaho. Kind of want to go visit her. Not gonna lie.
Kind of want to go check out her grave, big time.
A lot of people might be thinking, okay, but why wasn't she sentenced to death?
Yeah, why wasn't she?
A big thing that was a theme when I was visiting the prison was women don't commit crimes.
Oh?
And therefore, like, they always had lessened sentences and lessened, I don't know, because you were a woman, you got, like, I don't know, special treatment.
How is it that they didn't consider what she did like a crime?
Well, and that's the thing, they did. They convicted her of second-degree murder.
But then they were like, no.
And then like, you know, yeah, she escaped and she came back, but then they were like, okay, we pardon you. I'm sorry, what? You don't think she's going to do it again?
Oh my god, guys. Look, equality works both ways. Like, that is not fair that she just got like a slap on the wrist over this. That's not cool.
And then not to mention, I specifically remember this. I literally bought a mug with this woman's, not her, a different woman's mugshot on it. And the reason why I got it was because she was sentenced to 5 years for stealing a loaf of bread.
That's like the opposite now.
5 years for stealing bread, 10 years for killing 6 people.
Who came up with this rationale? Idaho.
Something's not making sense.
Are you okay?
Another name that she is known by is where is it? Lady Bluebird.
Oh, I love that too.
And I kind of loved that. But yeah, she's got all these little nicknames and I'm here for it.
Dude.
Continuing on to the paranormal activity of this place.
Or here comes the spooks.
Alleged paranormal activity, I should say, because Who knows?
Correct. Alleged.
Yeah. There have been many counts of unusual happenings in the prison complex, but House 5, the building where Snowden was executed, seems to be the most active. Some speculate Snowden's spirit never left, haunting the grounds since that October morning in 1957. About a year after the prison was placed on the National Register of Historical Places, it opened up for tours. Guides and visitors attest to sinister feelings, strange sounds, voices, and dark entities. They feel that they are still lurking in the cell blocks of the Old State Penitentiary. All of the eerie activity intensifies near the frightening solitary confinement cell dubbed Siberia by the inmates, and the gallows.
Oh. Well, that's interesting that the Block 5 or whatever is the one where the most shit happens, and that's where you were, like, unwell.
Yeah.
It felt funky.
Yeah. It didn't help. Like, when you're first walking through the gallows, it's set up, I mean, in that time, it was, like, kind of an event to go watch someone get hung.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, like, walking through, it's, this clear glass window, and you just see a noose hanging, and it's like, that's not uncomfy.
You're like, oh, that's a little, yeah, right. Right.
It's very, very interesting. And that is the Idaho State Penitentiary.
Wow, who knew? So spooky.
Yes.
There's a weird cast of characters there. That's well done. Good choice. Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite places. And let's go up to Idaho and see it again.
All right. I mean,
during
that's
this
fine.
time, they actually have some really cool haunted tours.
I bet they fucking do. And if they didn't, they'd be like missing out,
They'd be missing out on some serious bank. I'm just saying.
Dude, for sure. Might as well make a profit. So, wow, that's I mean, I do like Lyda. I mean, I think she went a little far on some of this shit, but
yeah,
she was also kind of a badass. So, she distilled that from fly paper. Who knew?
Right?
Like, how does one arrive at like that?
I like the name Flypaper Lyda.
I do like that too. That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll go as her for Halloween next year.
Poor Corey.
Oh, I know. Poor Corey. Corey can go as a fly. Oh. All right. So, all right. I have something different. This is more in the realm of like curious and weird versus spookala bookala, you know? And this is from drumroll once again.
Caitlin?
Cousin Caitlin. Thank you. Thank you so much. Snaps for Caitlin. So, I am speaking today about the Oak Island Money Pit. AKA every homeowner's home. No, I'm just kidding.
Boom.
The Money Pit. So, it is located on the east side of Oak Island. It is or was a shaft more than 100 feet deep. Oh, excuse me. It's because I woke up from a nap just now. According to island lore, it first drew the attention of a local teenager in 1795 who noticed this, like, indentation in the ground and with some friends started to dig, only to find a man-made shaft featuring wooden platforms every 10 feet down to the 90-foot level of depth. The problem is, the shaft's exact location has been obscured after a haphazard expedition in the 1960s, and that caused clay, seawater, mud, and other, like, detritus to just collapse at, like, multiple holes dug around the original money pit. And then there's also, like, apparent booby traps. There are tunnels dug into the ground at various depths designed to flood the shaft with water and prevent seekers from digging any further. According to the Oak Island Encyclopedia, for example, there is one 500-foot-long tunnel from nearby Smith's Cove that ensures that as soon as the water is pumped out of the hold, it fills back up again.
Interesting.
Which is crazy, right? Yeah. So, why all the fuss about this pit? There's supposedly a treasure there.
AKA money
so we
pit.
love a good AKA the money pit. We love a good treasure hunt. This is like big Goonies energy. So, depending on who you ask, the island's treasure could be connected to, among others, the notorious 17th century Scottish pirate Captain Kidd.
Captain
which
Kidd?
Is such a stupid name.
It's like, I want to be a captain, but I don't want to grow up.
It gets better. Other people say that the treasure could be connected to English playwright William Shakespeare. So good old Billy Shakes just had a treasure on this island, of course.
Love that.
Um, or the Knights Templar, which is, as we know, a medieval order of supposed holy warriors who amassed huge wealth and power and were believed to have hidden the famed Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
All of which is pretty much bogus, but I do love the Da Vinci Code. So, author Randall Sullivan, who believes the treasure comes from Captain Kidd and his final pirate raid uh, on like a Spanish galleon. There's a Freemason named Peter Amundsen who believes secret codes were placed in the works of William Shakespeare, not necessarily by the author himself, pointing to Knights Templar treasure buried on the island. So this guy just goes and connects the two. He's like, it's not just William Shakespeare. Also, somebody else put the codes in here. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, whatever this treasure's origin, the story of how it came to the island and was concealed there remains basically shrouded in secrecy. Nobody really knows how it got there or like what the fuck. So, in the centuries since, it's been hard to pretty much pull out fact from myth, as is, pretty much anything over time. Since most of the island's treasure hunting history has been perpetuated largely through hearsay and, of course, speculation, and not to mention the likelihood of treasure seekers spreading like disinformation to throw others off the scent of
Yeah.
the treasure, so to speak. So, what's been found so far in the supposed money pit? Numerous treasure hunters believe they drilled into a large vault in the money pit more than 100 feet deep. So far, most of what's been excavated from in and around the pit carries more historical rather than monetary value. So some items offer interesting clues of like treasure still unfound, while others start to kind of like flag new mysteries around all of this. Um, at Smith's Cove, so like the other end of this theoretically like 500-foot tunnel or whatever, they found a lead cross with a loop at one end, which was believed to have been used by the Knights Templar. Treasure seekers have found a fascinating variety of things within the pit's depths, like old china,
Mm.
a mysterious piece of parchment paper, and traces of gold on the end of drill bits. They've also pulled up items possibly associated with efforts to booby-trap the pit, like stones, pieces of wood, mounds of coconut fiber. Similarly, evidence exists of attempts to like stymie the flow of water, which was likely placed by earlier treasure seekers. But the most exciting items dug up from the pit include several coins, some dating all the way back to the 16th century, some gold links, and in a find that has been confounding treasure hunters and researchers alike for like 2 centuries now, a stone bearing indecipherable inscriptions.
Ooh.
Spooky, right?
A little bit,
So,
yeah.
let's talk about this a little bit. So, according to a mid 19th century letter by a treasure hunter known as Jotham B. McCulley, it's not Jonathan, it's Jotham.
Jotham. What a
That's
name.
it. I know. This was like an earlier digger apparently found like a stone in the pit around 1804 at a depth of about 90 feet down. About 2 to 3 feet long, this stone, and some like 12 to 16 inches wide. It resembles a dark Swedish granite with an olive tinge to it, and it resembles no rock native to the area. So somebody had to have put it there, theoretically. It bears cryptic symbols, the meaning of which has prompted intense debate. One translation suggests that the stone was carved with encoded symbols meant to represent English letters. According to one possible translation, it reads, 40 feet below 2 million pounds are buried. However, other researchers suggest it was meant to represent French and suggest that the symbols were connected to the Knights Templar. This stone has not been seen since the early 1900s, according to the website The Oak Island Mystery.
Okay.
So, who owns this money pit, right? Because
Yeah.
technically it's a chunk of land, so somebody has to own it. According to the Oak Island Society, an ownership group consisting of these brothers who have been hunting around here, they're called the Legina brothers, and some other partners own 78% of Oak Island, including the money pit. The remaining 22% of the island is owned by a few inhabitants who live there seasonally in like cottages, which is cool. And then there are 2 permanent homes on the island as well. The Chappelle Vault refers to a dig undertaken by William Chappelle, who, while exploring the island in the 1930s, found an axe, an anchor fluke. I don't know what an anchor fluke is,
Uh-huh.
and a pick. According to online research archive Oak Island Compendium, Legend has it that the treasure will be found when 7 men have died looking for it. Spooky.
Are we at a
But
specific number now?
we're going to get there.
Okay.
So, like so many legends tied to the island, there's no documented evidence of who originally cursed this treasure, supposedly, in this way, or if indeed it was ever cursed at all. But to date, 6 men have died looking for the treasure. We're getting close. I know. And if you guys are wondering, you can take a tour of Oak Island if you want. During more like hospitable months, Oak Island Tours offers weekend sightseeing tours of the island by knowledgeable like local guides. One of them is Charles Barkhouse, who is a production consultant and cast member on a show called The Curse of Oak Island. And as of this writing, when I like pulled this information from this article, 2020, so we're back a couple years, the tour dates hadn't been announced, which I'm assuming is probably due to COVID. But
yep.
To my knowledge, and from what I could find, we haven't lost a 7th man yet, so I don't think we're finding this shit anytime soon. So somebody else needs to drop dead.
We're just gonna have to keep tabs on this one, because, like, if something happens, 7th man dies.
It would be wild.
And then things are found. I think we need to revisit this.
I think we do.
Yes.
It was a really cool topic. I love me a good treasure
topic.
Hunt. Yeah, thank you, Caitlin. It was a lot of fun to research. I didn't watch the show, the like the Curse of Oak Island or whatever it was that they said, and I haven't watched it, like, and I don't know if that's the same show that this like Legina Brothers is on, because I read about them a little bit, but it sounds like basically they just like devote their lives right now to like finding this shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of them dies and then, you know, the other one finds it. That would be unfortunate.
The benefits.
Yeah, I mean, that would be unfortunate.
I wonder if this is a
wonder
conversation that they have.
They probably had to sign like a contract each, and they were just like, "Look, I won't kill you if you won't kill me." Otherwise, if that happens, my family will sue you. Like, I mean, big whatever. Time. But
Oy.
Yeah, that's the Oak Island Money Pit. It's interesting. I mean, I definitely don't think it has anything to do with really the Knights Templar or William Shakespeare. I do think there could be the chance that there's something to do with like a pirate treasure, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know that I believe that it would be 100 feet down. I don't really know what to make of it. Sometimes I think that like some of the stuff that they've found in the pit is largely just because it was out in the ocean and it like made its way in through the different tunnels or whatever, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And they're like, and there's evidence of booby trapping, but it's like rocks and pieces of wood and like coconut fiber. And it's like, well, could the ocean not like drag that shit in there too? Yeah. So I don't know, but it's still cool. Maybe there's I don't know. I hope there's a treasure there. That'd be really sick.
Cool. But if there's a treasure there, then I feel really bad for the 7th guy that dies.
Yeah, whoever it is, I mean, they've got to know, like, because I mean, obviously anybody that's hunting for this treasure probably knows this legend, so they're probably like, all right, is it gonna be me? Yeah, I would be nervous. I don't think I'd go looking for it until after 7 people have died, and then I'd start looking for it.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, there's a lot of people that do the same thing. Like, yeah, I know about it. I'm keeping tabs on it. I'm just waiting for that number 7.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm going to continue keeping an eye on it over time, though. I would be curious to know, like...
Stop that.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I did it to you, too. I'd be curious to know, like, if, in fact, a number 7 dies, and then all of a sudden they find it. That would be some pretty wild shit. I mean, you have to admit.
That would be. And that's why I'm like, I feel like this is a topic we are going to be revisiting. I don't know. There's something deep in my gut.
I'll keep a peeker on it.
Just telling me that, like, it's not over.
Yeah. So, anyway, it was a lot of fun to research. Thank you, Caitlin. And everybody else who has, like, written in with topics, I'm getting to them. I promise. They're on the list. We're going to get there.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
There's just, like, a lot of really cool ones to make our way through. So, hang tight. It is. So, yeah, that's it for me. I don't know. What do you think? Do you believe in it? Do you think there's, like, a treasure?
Yes and no. I definitely think that there's a treasure. But I am on the skeptical side of, I think, like, the stuff that they're finding, like you said, was brought in from the ocean.
Yeah, right.
Like, let's face it, there's a lot of weird stuff in the ocean, and things just wash ashore.
We have talked about this.
The tunnel systems, like, so it makes sense. It also kind of gives me the vibes of, oh gosh, what's that name of that movie? Fool's Rush or Gold Rush or something. It's got Matthew McConaughey and what's her name in it?
Kate Hudson.
Yes, Kate.
No. Yes?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think I've just seen the cover of it on Netflix, but I've never watched it.
It's actually a really good movie, but like they're searching for this treasure or whatever, and it leads them, and they've been looking in the wrong place the whole time, and then they realize, and it's kind of like in a tunnel system.
Ooh, maybe it was inspo.
Yeah, so who knows? Now I kind of want to watch that movie.
Maybe I'll watch that movie after we film our feature film.
I'm so excited.
Our Halloween extravaganza.
I cannot wait.
Thank you for supporting this endeavor.
I look forward to it every year.
I love you for that. Oh God. Well, I think that
that does it.
Yeah, that does it. Stick a fork in us. I think we're done today.
So, anyways,
on that happy note, everybody.
Until next time.
Stay strange.